We've got satellites that can feel a volcano swell by a couple of centimeters. But back in 79 the neighbors of Vesuvius didn't even have a barometer. Somehow a bunch of them still made it out alive. Their secret wasn't four-leaf clovers or lucky socks, it was listening to granddad's stories about the mountain that smoked like a charcoal grill, to dogs that suddenly refused to sleep inside, and to well water that tasted like old pennies the week before the sky caught fire. Long before seismographs, people learned to read the planet's small talk and turn it into survival. How did they pull it off? And why are modern volcanologists raiding the folklore shelf again? Imagine your porch looks straight at a volcano. Every sunrise, you give it the side eye. The same way we check our phones for the forecast. When the peak vanishes behind a weird haze, when the ground purrs like a cat, or when the village spring flips from sweet to sour, you notice because your life depends on it. Greek farmers swore the soil breathed, tilting just enough to make olives ripen on only one side of the tree. Japanese anglers kept pocket diaries of weirdly warm water and stranger catches. Highland Maya tracked which birds packed up first when the mountain rumbled. None of this landed in academic journals. It was baked into lullabies, dirty jokes, and the kind of gossip that keeps grandmothers employed. Myths feel like bedtime fluff to us, but for cultures without Scrivener, they were cloud storage plus password protection. Take Mount Etna. Romans claimed Vulcan's forge sat underneath, sparks flying as he banged out swords for the gods. Turns out those hammer blows match the low-frequency quakes that show up days before an eruption. Every retelling of Vulcan's hissy fit whispered, when the mountain works overtime, sharpen your knives and maybe sleep somewhere else. A dry list of symptoms? Forgotten by Tuesday. A tale of a sweaty god with a blacksmith's arm. That sticks in the brain like a pop chorus. Some warnings stayed on repeat for staggering stretches. The Gundamara people in southern Australia tell of Bud Bim, an ancestor who poked underground fire, then reshaped the land so his kin could farm eels. Geologists just dated a local eruption to 37000 years ago. Same neighborhood, same drama. That could make this oral tradition humanity's oldest continuous volcanic memory. Passing it parent to child for 1500 generations meant reciting it exactly, or next time, the fire might catch you daydreaming. Bad storytelling carried the death penalty. Effective quality control before spell check was a thing. Spotting the clues is only half the game. The other half is doing something about it. Rituals converted vague dread into muscle memory. In Hawaii, when Kilauea's summit glowed, priests fed pele fish, ahilo berries, and, if she was cranky, locks of their own hair. Modern hazard maps show many of those fissures now lie under suburban cul-de-sacs. The ritual wasn't theater, it was a social contract. If the goddess snacks yet still rumbles, we bail. Archaeologists find pottery shards near southwest lava flows dated to eruption years. People trekked to the edge to feed the volcano, sure, but also to eyeball how far the new rock had marched. Ritual doubled as fieldwork with incense. Sometimes the data was solid and still got swiped left. Letters from 79 AD reveal Roman bigwigs knew Vesuvius had been venting steam for weeks. But the Bay of Naples was prime beachfront property. Nobody wanted to abandon profitable vineyards and infinity pool villas. The myth of Hercules clobbering giants on the mountain probably lulled residents into thinking divine insurance was active. Roughly 16,000 stayed. 16,000 died. Moral knowledge only counts if a culture hits apply. Stories can save your skin, but you have to listen when they yell. If you're into humanity's oldest disaster manual, smash subscribe and stay put. Coming up, how today's scientists are resurrecting these legends to build smarter forecasts. Modern science adores tidy numbers, yet some volcanoes nap for centuries, leaving instrument records shorter than a TikTok. Enter ancient testimony. Researchers compared Mayan codices describing a river of stone that spat poison wind against deposits at El Chichen and matched ash chemistry, pinning down an eruption in the 500s nobody knew existed. In New Zealand, Maori place names tag the year of choking ash that lines up with the silica layer in lake cores. Fold those narratives into geological databases and probability curves sharpen overnight. Towns once stamped low risk are being remapped. Building codes upgraded. School kids practicing drills with stickers and high fives. So how did ancient cultures forecast eruptions without gizmos? They watched everything: goats, stars, water flare, neighbors' twitching eyebrow. They froze those observations in catchy stories, rehearsed escape plans through ritual, and mercilessly deleted any plotline that failed to keep folks alive. Perfect? Nope. Geography, politics, or plain laziness sometimes overrode the memo. Yet enough succeeded that their grandkids are here making YouTube comments. Today satellites and seismometers do the grunt work, but they still crave context. A restless caldera might read 0 sulfur dioxide, yet local shepherds swear the goats are jitterbugging. Ignoring that would be pride on a stick. The sharpest forecast blends slick sensors with dusty testimony, turning mythology into metadata. Once upon a time, survival meant eavesdropping on the planet's whispers and encoding them in fireside tales. Those stories are still downloadable updates for the human operating system. Next time you hear the mountains angry, remember someone once packed the kids, the pottery, and the playlist and walked away from an explosion that froze a city in stone. They managed it by listening to lore. Modern science is only now translating. So keep one ear on the lab and one on the legend, because when the ground starts to hum, the oldest warning might still be the smartest.